The boardroom inside every major sporting event as well. Beyond the box score, beyond the scoreboard, you talk about it. Trillion-dollar business of sports, legal marketing, deal making, and there's a company that's really burst onto the scene from a content, stadium, signage, scoreboard, perspective security, whole lot of stuff, and the founding and evolution of the company goes way beyond the naming of the facility, ISM Raceway in Phoenix. But the guy to talk about it, Jeff Josephson, Managing Director of ISM Connect. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Rick? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, there are a lot of issues today in the content space, but to the extent it's possible, because you are so diverse, give us the elevator speech about ISM Connect.
Sure. ISM Connect is a digital media company that provides smart digital signage for live venues. And a live venue could be anything from a NASCAR track to a minor league baseball stadium, conference or trade show, to smart retail. So it's really any place where people are coming, spending time, hopefully spending money, where we can use digital engagement to provide the highest return for brands and the venues, and provide a really rich data set that comes with that. And I think that's really our differentiating factor, is that everything that we do is data-driven, whether it's on the marketing side to engage fans on behalf of a brand, or on the access control and security side, where we're able to provide key points of data to assist venues with providing a safe and effective environment for their fans and their VIPs.
A lot of this, Jeff, is to really find the niche in the consumer and business world where media and data is moving almost faster than companies' ability to evolve and solve it. You guys, as I've seen, are tremendously nimble and flexible. But talk a little bit about how long you've been in existence and how you've gotten started and what your growth pattern is.
Sure. So ISM Connect as an entity is going on 2 years old. We're really proud of how far we've come in 2 years, because a lot of people would say, wow, 2-year-old company. But the pieces that came together to form ISM were each about 7 years old. And we took, a couple of different core competencies of 3 different companies and put them together to really build something that we don't see much, direct competition out there yet. And that's really exciting to be in a space like that. So, a big part of what we're doing is providing something new. Comes with its challenges, of course. But, being data-driven and providing data back to brands and venues in a way that they can quickly take it in and figure out how to use it is just something that we've found a real core competency in.
Let's put some details on the generalities. ISM Raceway had its formal renovation debut in Phoenix last November. Rave reviews about the facility itself and the technology. But tell us kind of why the company named the facility and what's so special about the benefits that you deal with as far as NASCAR is concerned.
Sure. So the ISM Raceway project was a unique opportunity for us. We're always looking to partner with the people that are looking to learn from the past, but build for the future. And that's exactly what they did at ISM Raceway. They said, all right, we have a track with a rich history, a facility that needs, a pretty good uplift, and let's design it from the fan backwards. And what they built is a best-in-class facility. It's for sure the best facility on the NASCAR circuit at this point. I spent the weekend there this past weekend. One of the greatest parts of the facility is that you really can experience all different types of interactions on foot without having to walk, 100 miles all over the place. The putting in the new fan tunnel that goes under the grandstands really shortens the walks. They've condensed all of the activation areas into a manageable size space. They've provided 5 or 6 different kinds of viewing opportunities for the modern fan. Because one of the things that we've learned is that, whether it's NASCAR or any other sport, sitting in a grandstand seat is not for everyone. And certainly this younger generation wants more of an opportunity to move around, to be social and to turn the event into a social engagement, and to be able to share that with the outside world. And ISM Raceway provided that opportunity for us to be involved in the technology conversations and the engagement conversations, and a way to demonstrate the advantages of our technology when properly deployed in a way that fans want to experience them.
And so it's not just that, but it's also the content side of it. To talk a little bit about that, the screens that you have at all of the NASCAR tracks, and we'll segue into minor league baseball on that, but content is king, isn't it?
Content is king, and it's both king in form and in form factor. So one of the things that we've learned, and it's been very interesting talking to brands about it, is that the type of content that people want to see when they're at a live event is not a Super Bowl commercial. There's a time and a place for that type of, high quality, expensive production content. But when people are at the actual event, a lot of what they react well to is more of the social media style video. One of the things we've also found is that shorter form content and more pieces of it works really well. So when a fan experiences the screens at a NASCAR event or at minor league baseball or even at a trade show on our network, they're going to see about 2/3 of it in the form of fan engagement and programming. So we're giving them everything from schedules and announcements and ticket renewals, all that kind of standard stuff, to really engaging content. So, for example, in NASCAR and minor league baseball, we have tons of pieces around the teams and the athletes, some behind-the-scenes footage and interviews, as well as sponsored programming around everything from charitable opportunities to other events going on during the main event. And then only about 1/3 of it is really advertising. And what we're finding is that most of our advertising is really drifting towards strong call to action, following a strong fan engagement piece that isn't necessarily just a commercial for the brand. So a great example of that was some of the stuff that we ran in NASCAR at Daytona this year. We had brands that were running content really about like the NASCAR experience and some of the drivers, and sponsored by a brand. And what we found is that if you have a product that's pretty well known, you don't need to spend your 15 valuable seconds educating the consumer. You can just help them associate your product with something tangible in their life that they can easily relate to quickly, and then provide them an action that they can take on behalf of your brand. And when we put those together in the right combination, our conversion rates are not like anything that's seen anywhere else in the digital out-of-home world.
And so you have some data. I know we talked about it before, and especially kind of fresh perspective, because as we know, the NASCAR race Kyle Busch won was last weekend as we tape this. So give us some ideas of how you validate all of this and what your data says.
Sure. So one of the things about our data is that it's all based on what the cameras on our screens are seeing in real time. So we're not capturing people's faces and looking them up out on the internet. What we are doing is using some algorithms to understand gender, age, dwell time, and most importantly, eye contact time with the screens. So in our general networks that go out again at minor league baseball, trade shows, NASCAR, we're running this same technology where we can give brands an easy to digest report on about a 24 to 48 hour delay, where they can understand who was in front of their screens, how long they spent with the content, and what other opportunities they had to see content in the time that they were there. So when I can go to a brand and say, listen, you ran a 30-second spot or a 15-second spot, and your average view time was around 2 seconds, then we can help them make some changes to their content. But by having a quality call to action at the end, I can also say, your view times were really good, but we didn't see the follow-through that we wanted on your call to action to help fans onboard themselves into your brand. And we have some really good case studies around how to help them tweak that in a way that, doesn't cost a ton of money, but is more effective for that audience.
And obviously it evolves as you deal with different clients. Speaking of which, I know you made an announcement a couple of months ago in getting ready for the opening of the minor league baseball season with a relationship from the top down at minor league baseball that's servicing 40 or more clubs. Talk about that a bit.
Sure. Yeah, we're really excited about minor league baseball. The stadiums are coming online on a daily basis. We will have 25 online for first pitch, so around about April 2nd or 3rd. And that is our first large-scale permanent deployment in a league. So there are about 140-something minor league baseball teams, I believe, and we're going to be installed in over 70 over the next 2.5 years. So we're really excited about that. Having Allegiant as a core sponsor, along with some other accounts, including Applegate, has really been a great start for us. The teams are latching onto it. They're excited about it. And we're pretty confident that the fans are going to enjoy this new type of engagement. Because one of the things that we know about minor league baseball that's somewhat similar to NASCAR is that the percentage of time spent on site in their seat versus going to some of the other fan engagement opportunities is a great ratio. So, one of the numbers that we hear thrown around is about 2.5 innings at a minor league baseball game, which means that, we probably have 5 or 6 innings of time and opportunity to engage with the new fans. So we're really excited about it. We think that this is going to provide a high-quality opportunity for engaging the fans for brands. And, we're looking forward to seeing how first pitch goes.
You know what it sounds like to me as well. We're with Jeff Josephson, the managing director of ISM Connect, is that the content that you're describing and then getting reactions to and accountability from transcends different audiences. You've got the NASCAR audience whose demographics are somewhat compatible, but in many ways different than the minor league audience. And what you're doing, it sounds like you're tailoring content solutions and technology solutions to each of these clients, which sounds like it can be a significant advantage.
It is, Rick. One of the things that we do, and I keep going back to data, is all of our decision-making is data-based. So a lot of times, even in today's world with some of the digital ticketing opportunities, we really don't know exactly who is there. Teams know a lot based on who bought the tickets, but, if I go out as a, 43-year-old male and buy 4 tickets, a team is counting me 4 times. And what we're saying is we don't really care who bought the tickets. We're going to tell you who engaged with the content. So we're seeing things like, a 52% female audience in front of our screens almost every weekend for the last 4 weekends in NASCAR. And, as I walk around the track and, as we learn about some of the ticket data, that's not what is believed to be there. But we almost don't care because that's what we're attracting to the content on our screens. And what we're also finding is that, the overlap is likely to be very significant between minor league baseball and NASCAR, but we're not going to know until, we get about a week into the season, and then we'll see. Because one of the things that we do know is that different types of content attract different audiences. So we need to make sure that we're looking at our own data on a weekly basis to make sure that the content that we're providing, not just the branded content, but the programming, hits that audience that we're seeing in front of the screens.
So bottom line here, too, is just give us a sense of why it's important for whether you're a corporation or a team or a league to have access to this unique data.
Because the shift has already started with brands, and, we're here to capitalize on that, brands are now starting to make much smarter decisions because there is data around where they're going to take their valuable dollars and spend them. And if teams and leagues want to attract those dollars, then we're already seeing them wanting to evolve to find ways to get that data, to get it in the hands of themselves and their brands, do it in a timely fashion, but also, most importantly, in a way that is easy to understand for now. One of the things that I am highly confident in is that a year or 2 from now, the data set that we're providing back is going to look nothing like it does today. The demographic data that we provide with age and gender and dwell time and the eye contact is great, and, it's already putting us in a class of our own. But I am very sure that the world is going to catch up to us on that. So we're working tirelessly to come up with new data sets that we can capture and ways that we can drive value for brands. And that's never going to stop, and I think that's how we stay ahead.
So that great segue. You could host this. Last question, which is all very relevant and tied in. Where's the industry evolving, and most important, where is ISM Connect 5 years from now?
5 years from now?
Yes, sir.
Well, the beauty of that question is that I don't actually think I have to answer it, because I don't know that anybody knows where we're all going to be 5 years from now in this type of space. It's evolving so fast, but I am very confident that ISM Connect is going to be a leader in this space for the next N number of years to come, because we've got such a good head start and because we have such a solid team here. So, I think we're going to be seeing even better technologies that provide, a more engaging experience for that right targeted audience, and making it so that each fan can have their own experience with it in a way that's relevant. Right now we're helping brands hone in on, the broader group that's there, but a lot of our efforts are around how do we then target the people that we see so that we're giving them what they want and what's relevant. And it's not done in a, sort of invasive way, but by using some logic and some market trends that we see, we're able to, come up with ideas for ways to engage with these fans that just aligns with the things that they're already doing.
Incredibly interesting media perspective. Jeff Josephson, managing partner, ISM Connect. Rick Horrow, speak with you soon.